You don't need it, you really don't. But you're going to buy it. Not because you truly want it, but because someone you barely know posted a picture smiling with it, and your brain decided, all by itself, that your life is behind schedule. There was no meeting, there was no vote, it was automatic. You blinked, and that's it. Now something's missing, and you don't even know it. What but feel it? Everything's normal, absolutely normal. You only opened your phone to check the time. That's all, took seconds. 10 minutes later, you're watching someone say, "This changed my life," with a look of spiritual enlightenment, holding a glass that costs more than your electricity bill. And there's such a flashy jacket, crooked smile, that trained look of someone who knows exactly where to press. She looks at the camera as if to say, "Trust me," and you trust her. Even without knowing why, and the funniest detail is that she's not selling a product. Not officially. She's selling something much more expensive. She's selling the feeling that you arrived late, that everyone understood something you missed, that there's a train passing by and you're left on the platform watching. The product is just the excuse. The feeling is the real deal. Here, it doesn't matter how much you earn. That's almost irrelevant. What matters is how comfortable you seem spending. If you pay in installments, great. If you pay in installments on 3 different cards, even better. If you don't even know where the debt is anymore, perfect. The important thing is to seem carefree, unconcerned, as if spending were natural, almost a reflex. Nobody needs to know how you pay. You just need to seem like you pay easily. Nobody says "I'm in debt." That's frowned upon. The official term now is "I'm investing in myself." It's nicer, more mature, more acceptable. Simultaneous translation. I bought something I didn't need because I was afraid of looking like a failure. Because deep down, spending has become social language. And those who don't speak that language stay quiet in the corner. Cynthia appears again. She always appears. Now with her hips slightly tilted, her voice soft, her gaze understanding. She begins to talk about deserving. You worked hard. You woke up early. You swallowed bad coffee. You survived a meeting that could have been an email. All of this, according to her, perfectly qualifies you to spend $2,000 on something you didn't even know existed yesterday. It makes sense. At least at that moment, it does. Merit has become an elegant excuse, a premium excuse. It's the perfect justification for financial irresponsibility with high self-esteem. You're not spending impulsively, you're taking care of yourself. It's almost therapy, except without a therapist, without reflection, and much more expensive. And the result? None. But the card goes through, so the feeling of relief comes first. And the pressure doesn't even need to come from a direct announcement. It's more sophisticated than that. It comes from Sunday bar, from a friend who arrives smiling and says, as if commenting on the weather, "We just traded in our cars." As if cars were disposable, as if trading in a car were as simple as changing your mind. Nobody tells you to buy anything, they just show you. Then you look at your car. It still runs, sort of. It makes a new noise every week, but it runs. Even so, something changes. You think, maybe it's time. Not because you need to, but because now, it seems wrong to continue like this. It's not time. You know that. But it's already decided. Not today yet. But it will be. Cynthia calls it energy. Energy of success. Energy of abundance. Good energy. The bank calls it an overdrawn limit. But the bank doesn't speak nicely, doesn't smile for the camera, doesn't post stories. So clearly it's exaggerating, because if it really were the problem, someone with millions of followers would have already warned about it. But the bank has no followers, it has no charisma. It doesn't know how to make reels. So, in the current logic of things, it's clearly wrong. If it were truly serious, it would have a soundtrack, motivational captions, and someone good-looking explaining things with a smile. Since it has none of that, the fault must lie with you for taking it seriously. Because, from the outside, everyone seems fine, everyone seems happy, beautiful house, full refrigerator, bright smile, plants that never die. It's almost as if there's a secret manual on how to live right, and everyone received it except you. Life has become a showcase, and nobody lets the mess show. Nobody shows the spreadsheet. Nobody shows the anxiety before bed. Nobody shows the automated call at 7 in the morning, the one you already know exactly what it is, but pretend you didn't hear. That doesn't make it into the video. That doesn't engage. That doesn't fit with the caption gratitude. Because debt doesn't go viral. Pain doesn't go viral. Fear doesn't go viral. What goes viral is looking good, looking in control, looking happy. Even if inside everything is a mess. The internet doesn't want to know how you are. It only wants to know how you look. And that's where the comparison begins. Slowly, almost politely. If they can do it, I can too. It sounds motivational, it sounds positive, but it's not. It's the beginning of the trap. Because you're not comparing yourself to their reality, you're comparing yourself to the edited version, and that never ends well. They can't, not in the way it seems. They're just more advanced in the art of denial. They've learned to smile while pushing the problem forward. They've learned to call stress a phase, debt a strategy, anxiety ambition. It works until the day it doesn't work anymore. But that day never appears in their stories. The dream lives on. Alive, colorful, inspiring. Only now it comes financed. In many installments, with variable interest rates, and a constant feeling that something could go wrong at any moment. But nobody talks about that part, because it spoils the mood. The dream continues to exist, as long as you don't read the fine print. Then Cynthia enters with that sweet, almost maternal tone, and says, "Don't compare yourself." She says it looking directly at the camera, with impressive naturalness, while everything around her is constructed precisely to provoke comparison. She lives for it. She breathes it. Comparison is the fuel. The discourse is just the makeup. She asks you to be authentic, to be yourself, while selling a lifestyle that only exists with sponsorship, contracts, and deadlines. Authenticity has become an aesthetic. It's something you wear, post, and monetize. It's not about being real. It's about appearing real enough to sell. She doesn't wake up at 5 in the morning inspired, thanking the universe. She wakes up to messages demanding delivery, adjustments, results. But that doesn't show up. It doesn't fit into the frame. What appears is the finished version. Rested, confident, as if everything were easy, as if nothing had a cost. But that never appears in the video. Never. What appears is the smile. Always the smile. Adjusted, practiced, at the right angle. A smile that says everything's under control, even when it's not. Because the smile is the final filter. It erases tiredness, it erases fear, it erases doubt, and as long as the smile is there, everyone believes that everything is all right. And then, you buy, not with excitement, with relief. You buy because it's easier than admitting you're tired. Tired of comparing, tired of running, tired of trying to keep up with a pace that never slows down. Buying becomes an emotional pause. It doesn't last long, but it lasts long enough for you to move on. Tired of chasing a standard you didn't create, didn't choose, and never signed a contract for. A standard that changes every week without warning. Today, it's this. Tomorrow, it's something else. And you always arrive one step behind. Not because you're slow, but because the target is constantly moving. You buy it because, for a few minutes, you feel like you belong, that you're finally in the group that's doing well, the group that knows things, the group that seems right. Even if that sense of belonging comes in a pretty bag, with a hidden receipt and an awkward silence after the excitement fades. Even if it means eating instant noodles in a beautiful kitchen. With an expensive countertop, perfect lighting, a photo worthy of a post. The house looks great, the meal is improvised. But that doesn't matter, because what counts is the setting, the background, the frame. Nobody's looking at the food. Nobody forces you to spend. Nobody points a gun at you. Nobody signs anything for you. They just make you feel small when you don't spend. Invisible, out of place. Like wearing the wrong clothes to a party where nobody explained the dress code. You walk into the room and you feel it. Something doesn't fit. It's not what you said it was. It's not who you are. It's what you didn't buy. It's that silent game. Nobody ordered it, but everyone expects it. Expects you to keep up, to understand, to know, to be on the same level. There's no direct demand, because direct demands would be impolite. What exists is expectation, and expectation is more tiring than orders. Because you start putting pressure on yourself, you're expected to update your life. Like an old app. One that starts crashing, not opening properly, causing embarrassment in public. You feel like you're falling behind, not because things are worse, but because they're not new enough. With each update, something that was acceptable yesterday becomes outdated today, and nobody wants to be the last to realize it. Cynthia calls this evolution. She speaks beautifully, she speaks lightly, she speaks as if it were natural, but it's not evolution, it's anxiety in new packaging. It's fear wrapped in positive rhetoric. It's the constant need to prove that you're moving forward, even when you're only spending energy, time, and money to appear to be in motion. Ultimately, all of this stems from something simple and uncomfortable: the fear of seeming ordinary. The fear of seeming stagnant, the fear of seeming invisible. Because being ordinary doesn't generate conversation. It doesn't generate admiration. It doesn't generate likes. And, worst of all, it doesn't generate validation. So you run away from it as if it were a flaw, when, in reality, it's just silence. Because, in the end, the biggest sin isn't not having money. That's still tolerable. The real mistake is appearing normal. Too invisible. Normal doesn't attract attention. Normal doesn't generate conversation. Normal doesn't provoke envy. And in this game, not being noticed hurts more than being in debt. So you prefer the risk to the silence. Normal doesn't impress anyone. Normal doesn't become a story. Normal doesn't yield inspiring captions. Normal doesn't justify paying in 12 installments with interest. You avoid calculating. Normal has no narrative, it has no glamour, it has no promise. And without a promise, it seems like life is standing still, even when it's functioning. And the cruelest part is this. You start to think the problem is you, that you lacked effort, that you lacked vision, that you lacked courage. Everyone else seems to have understood something important, some secret code, some invisible rule, and you haven't. This doubt grows slowly, silently, and it corrodes any sense of satisfaction you once had. You start to believe that everyone else understands the game except you, that everyone knows how to win, how to grow, how to appear successful, and you're just trying to keep up, trying not to fall behind. Trying not to be the odd one out at the table. The mistake isn't yours, but you start to feel like it is. But that's exactly what the game is about. Making you run, always, without a finish line, without a pause. Because the moment you stop, you think, and the moment you think, you realize. You realize you didn't need that it wasn't urgent, that it wasn't progress. It was fear. So you buy, not because you need it, but because you will. Because someone smiled at the camera. Because someone said, you deserve it. And you believed it. In the end, you're not trying to have more, you're trying not to seem less. And that is the best-selling product of all